Hey guys, welcome back to the third weekly recap of the year. This weekly recap will be a little different than the other two. The other two, I was, recapping what happened in the week. This week, not much happened, and everything that did happen, I already touched up on. I already made a video about the Schultz injury, and everything that I was going to say in this video, I already kind of said in my last video. So since there's not really much to talk about in this weekly recap, I asked you guys to send me questions, which I already did in previous weekly recaps. But this time, I'm only going to be answering the questions because there's not really much else to say. How do you feel about Carolina leading the Metro? To keep it real with you guys, I haven't looked at the standings at all yet, and I'm not gonna look at them until like December, because the standings in October are really it's not gonna stay like that. Not saying Carolina won't be first place. I mean, I don't think they will. They could stay there, but I think they'll fight for a playoff spot come March, April. But I definitely don't think they're going to be first. I think it's going to go back to Capitals, Penguins. Those teams are going to take over, Columbus. Have you seen Phil Kessel take a slap shot before Thursday night? Actually, yes, I have. And he's actually scored with a slap shot. I don't know why, but my memory is just really good when it comes to the Penguins. But obviously, with everything else, I'm bad at remembering. But when it comes to the Penguins, for some reason, I remember everything. So he scored against the Coyotes. So here it is.
Malkin carries into the zone for Kessel to drive. He scores! 6-0 Pittsburgh.
I know, right? Crazy. Phil Kessel's not much of a slap shot taker because his stick is so big, so can't really, it's meant for the wrist shots for Phil Kessel. Do you think that the Penguins will play more consistently after their win against Toronto? Let's be real. The Penguins aren't going to be consistent for the rest of the 77 games that there's left. They're going to have those games where, like, how they played against Vancouver and Montreal, and they will also have the games like they played against Toronto. As long as they get ready for the playoffs and play more like they did against Toronto for the playoffs and less like how they did against Vancouver, I think we should be good. Are you concerned with the lack of performance with Rust and Hornqvist? Not really. I mean, Hornqvist and Rust are the guys for me that no matter how they play in the season or how they can get 0 goals for like 50 games straight or whatever, and as soon as the games start counting, they're going to be there, and I know it. So that's what I love about them. But I think Hornqvist is still going to score 20, 25, and I still think Rust will score 20 if he's healthy. So I don't think we're going to I'm not really concerned yet. I'll be concerned if they're still like this in like 10 more games, maybe 20. This is still the beginning. We've seen the Penguins, they're chilling in the beginning of the season. Come to me in December, January, and if they're still not scoring, then that's where we start concerning. If Guentzel gets a 60-point season, would you resign him for $6-7 million next year? What I think is Guentzel is worth 5.5 right now. Right now, if he signs right now, it's 5.5. If he has a 60-point season, I think it goes up to 6, and then if he has another good playoff run, I think it goes up to 6.5, 7. So I mean, this is the crazy thing because I want him to get, to do that. I want him to have a 60-point season. I want him to have a good playoff run, but I don't want to sign him for 7.5 maybe. So, I mean, maybe he takes a little bit less for the Penguins. I'll be good for $6 million. If at the end of the day, if it's $6 million, I'll take it as long as it's not closer to the 7s. And, the cap will be going up. And, Crosby and Malkin have great contracts, so we can afford giving a little bit more to a guy like Jake Guentzel. And now, finally, the last question. Is Crosby slowing down? I'm so happy someone asked this because I really, really want to talk about this. And that's the reason why I put this at the end of the video, because I want to spend a couple minutes on this. So, do I think Crosby's slowing down? Well, now, maybe that you brought it up, I think, no, he's not. You guys thought I was going to say yes. No, he's not slowing down. This is what, I'm kind of confused. This is the third, I think maybe 4th year that we've been through this cycle. Crosby starts off, bad, I guess, when at 5 points in 6 games. Apparently that's bad for him. Well, it is not really. I don't think he's playing bad, but whatever, The October, November, December, what's wrong with Crosby? Downfall of Crosby. Then January comes along, and everyone looks stupid who says that. So I know this, and I have a theory behind why Crosby is, bad in October. So here's my theory. I developed this theory last year because Crosby was, bad at the beginning of the year last year. And I really thought maybe he was slowing down. And then now I know that this is something he's doing because I know come January, he's going to wake up magically. No, I think what he does, and like I said, this is my theory. So it's not something that I know or, he told me or anything. Like, I don't know. This is just a theory, but I could be right because if he does wake up midway through the year, then I know there's something up. So let me tell you guys this theory. So my theory behind this is that the team obviously, depends on Sidney Crosby, and Crosby knows this. The last 2 cup runs, Crosby was great for us. Not only offensively, but defensively. He was just a monster for us. And if the Penguins did win the Cup again last year, he would have won the Conn Smythe again. You guys saw him. I forget what it was, but he had 20-something points in 11 games or something. He was insane. And the reason why, and I think again come playoff time, he'll be better than how he is now is because, like I said, I think he knows. So instead of, going all out October to January and then slowing down come playoff time, I think he starts off slow and then he just goes up from there. And then come playoff time, he's ready to, play his best hockey and go all out. Because I'm seeing all these tweets and comments, and it's just like, we've seen this before, and people are still falling for it. I mean, look, I just posted a picture on Instagram, and here are some of the comments that I got on this picture. And I think these guys are Penguins fans. I don't think they're trying to hate or anything. I think they just think Crosby's slowing down. But just look at these comments. He will have 19 goals by the end of the season and 45 assists. First season with under 20 goals and under 50 assists. Starting to slow down. And again, I don't think those guys were hating. I think they're big Penguins fans. I don't think they're trying to say it in a way to hate on him. I think they just think he's going to slow down. And again, I mean, I don't think Crosby's slowing. He's only 31. How come Malkin's not slowing down? He's a year older. I think Crosby, like I said, knows that this team needs him big time, defensively and offensively. And again, he's got 5 assists. And if he had, let's say, 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 games, it would have been way different. But because he has no goals, he's starting to slow down. I think he's gonna pick it up in January, like he always does. You guys got to remember, he's not 25 anymore. He's not 26. He's not McDavid, where he could just be good all year long, playoff time, and just dominate because he's young. He's 31 now. And the one thing I really hate is that Crosby will never get the respect defensively, right? Jonathan Toews, terrible season last year. It's okay. He's great defensively. Patrice Bergeron, he didn't have any bad seasons, but if he were to, slow down, it doesn't matter. He's good defensively. Crosby, though, it doesn't matter for him. Once he starts slowing down a little bit, it's automatically he's terrible. But you guys need to realize Crosby is in that level defensively. The reason why he won those Conn Smythes back-to-back is not because he was so good offensively. He was good, but he was so good defensively. And people just don't want to realize that with Crosby. But he is actually a good defensive player, face-off-wise, in his own zone. In my opinion, he's a top 5 defensive player in the NHL. And I just hate that no one mentions that part of his game, I think he should have been nominated for at least a couple Selkies by now. And I think he should have at least won, maybe just one, or even just been nominated. But he's never in that, topic because it's Crosby, he's offensive, no one really mentions his defensive side of it. And plus, another reason why Crosby doesn't get nominated is because he doesn't kill penalties. And I think that's stupid. Crosby doesn't kill penalties because he's not good enough. Crosby doesn't kill penalties because Mike Sullivan doesn't want him, blocking a shot, breaking a hand or a wrist, missing 4 to 6 weeks. In my opinion, penalty killers should be the 3rd and 4th liners because you don't want to risk your starters getting injured. So yeah, a pretty long answer. I did say it was going to be long. That's why I put this question at the end. But just to summarize what I said. So yeah, I think Crosby, he's choosing to slow down. It's not because he's not good enough. He's actually slowing down. No, I think he's just choosing to slow down so he can, heat up when it matters. And like I said, it's not like he's completely useless or whatever. Even if Crosby scores 0 goals for the entire season, he's still one of the best players in the world because, first of all, he's probably going to get a bunch of assists, and he draws attention to himself, which helps, the other guys score, and the other guys like Malkin and Kessel to dominate, and, the other lines. I've said this before, if Crosby ever wants to put up 100 points, I think he can, but he's going to really let up defensively, and he's going to burn out by the playoffs. So he knows, let me chill out. I think if Crosby puts up 80 points, it's a good year, and it depends what he does in the playoffs. So I know, like I said, a long answer, but I really want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Do you guys think Crosby's slowing down? Do you agree with my theory? Do you have your own theory? Let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm really interested to see what you have to say about Crosby, and I will see you guys in the next video.